We're both from Texas. He's
That's
a friend.
right.
He's a colleague. John Quiñones, everybody.
Right, my man.
John is here. He's kicking off a brand new season of What Would You Do? And have a peek at what we can expect. And John, we're going to start with a clip.
Okay.
And in this clip, it's involved being in a gym.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman who's taking unauthorized pictures of a lady there.
Happens too often.
And the actress that you portrayed, that you hired to play the lady, the woman, she was even emotional with the response that was happening from those who stepped in. Let's check it out.
It's such an instant. How many times have I taken off my headphones because you see something happening and you guys did it right away?
Ariane, this touches you.
It's such a real scenario. I recognize things that I've done, like the woman code of locking eyes. You know exactly what's happening.
I was ready to follow you out. I was like, okay, I'm going to call the troops in right now.
I mean, we reacted. We've reported on exact situations like this that happened in real life. And what was your reaction? Were you surprised with the way that people reacted to this?
Oh, not at all, because it happens all the time. Even the actress who knew she was acting, right? And yet she's brought to tears because she says, as you heard, that it happens all the time. You know, we've been off the air for about 4 years because of COVID. But a lot has happened in this country. It had a huge impact, right? And on our beliefs and our behavior. And that's why it's great to be back out in the field.
Well, it's great to have it back because it's one of my favorite shows. I can just sit and watch it all the time because it's just amazing to see human reaction and how people choose to step up or not. And you said there's one scenario this season that's very, very close to you.
Oh, yeah.
Very
well, the one
personal.
about immigration, you know, it's a hot issue. Of course, there are no easy answers to the immigration crisis. But we had two guys go up to a counter at a coffee shop applying for work. And they're actors.
Yeah.
The guy behind the counter says, okay, I'll take your application. There's an instigator sitting right nearby saying, don't hire them. You know, they're probably illegal because they speak with that funny accent.
Whoa.
He had no idea, right? And it was just heartwarming that even in conservative Texas, where the immigration is being debated so hotly, people stood up and said, wait a minute, you don't know anything about these people. And came to the rescue. And that touches me because I'm Mexican-American. I grew up in San Antonio, you know. Didn't speak English when I was 6 years old, so I know how that feels.
And you know, you've done almost 1,000 scenarios.
Can you believe that?
1,000. And you said it's the
seasons.
Yeah, you've done everything. You know, and so there's one in particular, a person who was unhoused.
Yeah, yeah.
And that really sticks with you.
We were doing a scenario, what would you do if you see the person collapse in front of you on the sidewalk? First, we did that with an actress who is a well-dressed businesswoman, but then we did it with a homeless man, the one you're seeing on the screen now. He's an actor, but he was older, disheveled, smelly, was holding a beer can. No one stopped for him. 88 people stepped out, except this woman, who happens to be homeless herself. And Linda Hamilton stepped in and called 911. And when I asked her why, and she said, because I think God put me on that corner, on that street, because he wanted to teach people a lesson. And who better to teach that lesson than someone who has walked in the shoes of the homeless? You know, we have to remember that not everyone is as lucky as we are. Yeah. Not everyone has had these same opportunities that you and I have had. When people deny, no one should be denied or should be hurting because of the way God created them or the way they were born, right? Or the cards that they were dealt in life. When that happens, we're there with our hidden cameras calling it out for what it is. And that gives me great joy.
But you saying it gives me chills to watch that clip. And has working on this show influenced or changed the way that you feel about human behavior in any way?
I'm encouraged. You know, people ask me all the time, are people better now or worse than they used to be? First of all, I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
I'm with you.
But but yes, in every one of our scenarios, you know, yeah, it reminds you that we have a lot of work to do in this country when it comes to religion and sexuality and even politics. Look how divided we are. But in every one of our scenarios, at the end, someone steps in, and often it's the person you would least expect. Yeah. You know, that you wouldn't think would be the one involved, and they do something beautiful, and it restores your faith in humanity. And that's the beauty of the show.
And that's what I love about it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Good
much.
to be
Really
with you.
appreciate you. Always great to have you here. The new season of What Would You Do premieres this Sunday at 9 Central here on ABC and streams the next day on Hulu. Do not miss it.